Music saved my life. Music saved my life. I used to hear that when I was younger, and I'd be like, oh, music saved their life, cool. But until my life needed saving, I didn't realize how important music was.
If I'm not a musician, I won't be here.
Omaha, Nebraska is a melting pot of different cultures. Immigrants and refugees come from all over the world and bring their food, clothing, culture, and music with them. Each community can be defined by their different style of music. Our group has researched and interviewed various immigrants and artists to discover exactly how new American voices impact Omaha.
I definitely believe that my people are a very musical people, and my people originate from Ghana, West Africa.
In refugee camp, there were nothing. So I was like, I want to play piano. I want to learn it. But someday I went down. It was on the mountain, a lot of hills on the mountain. The refugee camp was. So and I went down to the mountain, and then I visited to my friend. And then he was playing the music by ears. I was like, wow, that's amazing. I want to play like that. So I asked him, hey, how did you do that?
For this documentary, we focus on the music of the Karen people in Ghana. Due to human rights violations, many Karen have fled Burma and joined existing refugee populations here in Omaha, including people of Ghanaian descent. These cultures could not bring much with them, but they both brought their own unique music. These new Americans, having endured this journey, are now using their music to bridge their past to the present and share their culture with Omaha and the world.
Our language is a tonal language, meaning there are tones that give certain words or letters different meanings. And the way you say one word could mean something completely different if you say it in another way. When I was young, my family and I would watch Nighttime at the Apollo, and I always wanted to be on the stage. I always wanted to be on the stage. I was this little girl. I'm just like, I want to be on the stage. When I was younger, I saw the stage, and I decided in my heart that I wanted to be good enough to where I would get on that stage and they would not boo me off the stage. I wanted to be so undeniably good that no one would be able to do that. And so that meant that I had to start making my own music. I found that I sung my own music better than I sang anyone else's. Well, God is like a huge centerpiece to a lot of traditional Ghana music. And it's more than what people here in the West think of God and spirituality. God in my culture, to many of my people, represents daily sustenance. It's a way of life. You wake up. You didn't have to wake up this morning, but you woke up. And that is a blessing.
ทอทอโลทายบนนายโยเธอผู้เอโจตากูกูอย่ามาทำก่อนเนี่ยทะเลเรียกะลี่นี่แล้วก็จะช็อต
You will be hearing about the praising God and gospel and something like that, or about the love, but mainly about the politics.
Than what we see here in Omaha, Nebraska. I will say what is different between my music and music in Ghana, since I live here in Omaha, Nebraska. My music is definitely more westernized. I think it's just inevitable, seeing as to how this is the culture that I was shaped by. What separates Ghanaian music from everything else? Well, it's simply just better than everything else. I would have to say our drum rhythms. Our drum rhythms are very specific. In our culture, we have drum rhythms that are associated to dances. And many countries, villages within those countries will have certain rhythms to these dances, and these dances are known to that region or that place. I create my own productions, and those productions are titled African Body, Soul, and Movement. And the first one debuted at the Kaneko last year, and the second portion debuted this year at the Hi-Fi House, and it's kind of an ongoing thing.
It is, depends on the time. When I was in Asia, the popular musics are rock. And when I was in Thailand, it was like modern rock. But when I came to US, and then suddenly I was like, it was like, actually I'm in another different world.
Oh, Yamolo Thai, oh Yamolo Thai, Yamolo Thai, such a loser.
There was used to be one of my favorite. It was when the Kevin Kenner was here. When I saw it, I was like, wow, this is amazing. And then he played the Revolutionary too, with easily, because I was having a hard time. Yeah, if you want to hear it, I can play the Revolutionary etude. If I'm not a musician, I won't be here.
Music saved my life. Music saved my life. I used to hear that when I was younger, and I'd be like, oh, music saved my life, cool. But until my life needed saving, I didn't realize how important music was. It's like I was asleep, and then music was like, wake up, and I was like, oh my goodness, hello. And since then I haven't been able to go back into sleep, and that is such a wonderful thing. I could sleep when I'm dead. My mother told me that there are only 2 ways to sing ga, which is my language, and somehow I've managed to find a 3rd way. Because when I fall, it's the same in many ways. Some of the same instruments are used. Guitars are used in Africa just like they're used here. So stringed instruments. There are many, 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 many genres that exist out here in the West that utilize percussion like djembes, doom-dooms, talking drums, and they kind of share this brother-sister bond from across the sea. And at the same time, there's music that is just made from the soul. And you can find that in Africa, and you can find that here. I know that there are many of us who suffer from an identity crisis. We have no idea who we are. In my culture, we learn from a young age that it's important to know where you came from, know who your people are. Because once you know that, you'll know why you are where you are. You'll know why you are who you are. And you'll have a good idea about where you're going. So Adam Soul Music as a whole and the Adam Soul Music Initiative is dedicated to helping others to understand their identity and love themselves.
If you want to be if you want to be good at something, just take time. As long as you dedicate and practice, you can do everything. Anything, doesn't matter, whatever it is.
Different from what you experience in your daily life, and it's here. And I think that type of contribution from African culture is something that is so wonderful for the city of Omaha and the state of Nebraska in the Midwestern United States at this time. So Africa is having its impact in Omaha, and I just know that one day it'll be even more. So at some point in time you will find more African cultures, and over time you will find more of these African cultures in the US. I mean, African culture's got like such a good rhythm, so I can see why everyone gets behind.
The purpose of our documentary is to discover how New American music affects Omaha. We've discovered that New Americans are still impacting Omaha and will continue to do so. We would like Omaha to embrace this New American identity now and in the future.